guys a quick update on the Camry. First thing, it has currently almost 340,000 miles. More on that in a minute. The most obvious thing that if you know this car, it has a white hood now instead of a gray one. And I know some of you are probably gonna be sad about that. It took me a little bit to get used to, but I mean, this is how it was meant to look. I think it looks way better with the white hood. Me and my girlfriend were driving and we were on our way to Shreveport, which is up north. And we stopped at a junkyard along the way and I saw a white Camry with a flawless white hood. So I picked it up and I'm sorry, car's a little dirty right now. The only problem with the hood, there was a nice chip there, which I filled in, and there was one there and there's a tiny one over here that I haven't got, and that's just dirt. But I mean, look at that. For 50 bucks at the junkyard, couldn't pass it up. So we bought it, we installed it right there in the parking lot, and it looks great. It really brings out I think it brings out the black headlights and everything else I got going on there. We got some window visors now. So for these, I don't really like the way this is designed. The visor goes over the mirror, so if you're ever to take the mirror off, you got to take the visor off, which means you got to tear up the glue and all, which I plan on changing these because I painted these black and I don't like how it looks. I'm probably just going to try and find some good ones off of a black car at the junkyard. This mirror is fine. On this side, it's broke like that, so now I'm gonna have to adjust it again. Decided to put some tape on this one, and it's fine. It's fine. We'll pretend it's fine. Also, I locked the keys in the car one night, and me and a police officer had to spend about an hour busting the car open, so now it's got some nice damage there. Got mad and I punched the fender and dented it right there. And then there's one nice big one right there. But the car has been running great. It's still really strong. The transmission is showing signs of death. When the transmission's cold, when it shifts from second to third, it like jumps and then finds a neutral and then slams in the third sometimes. Oh my God. So that's not too good. I'm scared to change the fluid because I've heard myths. Now, I know you guys are gonna probably educate me in the comments, but I've heard myths and legends about changing the fluid at high mileage, because if you change the fluid, it could cause more problems. I'm not entirely sure. I might do it, I might not. Back here, beep, beep. I was having a bad day at school one day, and I backed into someone, and so I was gonna get a new bumper, but then I came up with the idea of just putting the famous Wile E. Coyote on there. I figured it's a Camry, it's old, it's gonna have a few dents, so just at least till I get a new bumper. Obviously the exhaust, I'm sure you saw that video because that video did so well. I've put about maybe 15,000 miles on the car since I put that on, and I've loved every minute of driving it since I did that. Definitely one of the best things I did for the car. What else? Put new, oh shit. I did put new brake shoes on the back recently. They were worn down to the metal, but not bad enough that it hurt the drums. I was fast enough to get it fixed that the drums are still okay. Brake shoes on pretty much any vehicle, drum brakes, not fun. Not a fun job to do. New tires, in the last video, the first video I did on the car, it had Douglas all-season tires on it, and those things were trash. Like, you know, I mean, of course I got them at Walmart, so I didn't expect much. My budget at the time wasn't that great. So this time I went to discount and I was looking at these. They weren't too expensive, but they weren't cheap. And they're Arizonian Silver Edition all seasons, and they are amazing. Like, I compare these to the BF Goodrich tires I used to have on here a long time ago. I'm just curious to see how well they wear. I've only had them for maybe 2 weeks now, but they ride awesome. So the car right now has almost 340,000 miles. Like I said, it still runs great other than transmission. I might, I actually asked around, and it seems like what it might be is the shift solenoids. So I might go ahead and just change the shift solenoids, which might require me to drain the fluid and change it. So if I do that, we'll just pray the transmission doesn't go out. And if it does, I'm either gonna drop another 4-speed automatic in here, which would be a very cheap option, or maybe get a 5-speed manual swap, or maybe even a 6-speed out of a 6th gen. Let me know in the comments if any of y'all know, like, if any of you have ever done a manual swap on one of these. If it's, I know it's a lot of work. You got to swap the ECU, you got to swap the harness, the shifter, you got to add a clutch pedal, all that good stuff. But she's still going. Oh yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to a really awesome Facebook group for these cars. It's called XV30 Camry Owners. I'll put a picture of it right here. Definitely go check them out if you own one of these, because they're it's a very helpful group, very nice people. They've answered a lot of my questions, and they may answer a lot of your questions, so definitely go check them out. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If I think of anything else, I'll show you.